Just a couple things. I thought the security after getting off the plane was a complete embarrassment, total disorganizational mess that actually put us in more jeopardy than we were already in. Just quickly, two things. They left us on the plane for 20 minutes after we landed, not knowing if there was a bomb anywhere or whether the fire had spread below the floor into the cargo hold or by the gas tank. The original fire was directly above the gas tank in row seat 19A, number one. Number two, they should not have let us take our carry-on bags off the plane, and then even worse, stand all together with them for an hour before the bomb-sniffing dogs got there, not knowing if there was a bomb in any of the bags or not. And it looks like what appeared to be a bomb was discovered by one of the dogs. So those two things made us considerably less safe than we should have been due to what I would call a disorganizational mess. It appeared that none of the security officers had any clue on any procedure what to do. They didn't know who was in charge. It really took a long time to organize themselves and organize some sort of procedure on how to handle things, and in the meantime put us in a lot of jeopardy.
Okay.
And if, if you want to question me on anything else, feel free.
Well, let me do that here at the end, and hopefully we can have you back up a little bit in the days to come, because you are and your wife are key eyewitnesses. And again, it's being confirmed by other people on the plane. We're going to play the clip after you leave, saying this guy was videotaping the whole flight.
Yeah.
They've given multiple interviews. Very suspicious there. I've been given a quote here from you being interviewed on a radio show. I want to find out if this is accurate. You did tell me that you visited Infowars.com from time to time.
I did.
And I understand this is separate.
Okay.
I want all the information to be public, put in the public, to inform the public and to help law enforcement do whatever they can to solve this crisis. 8 years later, I am still irritated with 9/11, what I consider to be a 9/11 cover-up, and I personally have knowledge with this terrorist attack, and I am not going to let anybody cover up what I know. Kurt Haskell, attorney. Is that an accurate quote, and where was that said?
It's an accurate quote, but I don't want to get into any more detail on that because I don't want any kind of smear campaign against myself to discredit this story, which is an entirely separate story.
No, I understand. Well, there's other witnesses. They've got to release the surveillance footage. Other people are confirming things that happened. I mean, we know his dad warned everybody. We know he was on the terror list. He fits the classic M.O. Of a decoy, of a patsy. I know you're just stating the facts, but they're not going to be able to ignore you and your wife's testimony. And I think it's important for you to go public now, which you've done, but just thank God that there's so many informed people out there. Kurt, bottom line, the FBI showed up. They were clearly trying to impeach your I mean, they're clearly already aware of you. They're clearly upset by having I would say you are an expert witness. You're aware of this type of chicanery. You're a successful lawyer. Watch your six is all I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm not scared of anybody, you know. Whatever happens, happens.
Well, we need to get your wife on the air, too.
My mind.
No, I understand, but we need to get your wife.
Just so you know, my wife is very ill today. She's come down with a bad case of the flu, and she's really not doing any interviews today.
Well, obviously, our show's about to end.
This morning, and she felt very ill after that. Not from the interview, just she's pretty sick today.
No, I understand. Air travel can do that, and obviously a stressful event. Well, we appreciate your courage. We appreciate you telling everybody in a great, very focused fashion, very accurate fashion what happened. And we're all praying for you, Kurt Haskell, attorney. Let me say bye to you during this break. Obviously, listeners, this is an extremely powerful interview, breaking news. You're hearing a lot of this here first. Great job to my team getting Mr. Haskell on. Let me say bye to Mr. Haskell during the break. We'll come back with more. Well, he's agreed to come back on with us. There is a lot more to this. Incredible story. I'm going to try to get his wife on in the next few days with him. But regardless, this is breaking now. We need to make sure the real issues get investigated. Kurt Haskell, we appreciate your courage. Thank you for spending time with us.
Hey, no problem. And I just wanted to let you know that if there's any interest of me coming on again to do a Q&A session or tell anything further, I'd be glad to do it at any time. I have very limited time today, so I can't do it today. But another time, I'd be more than willing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Haskell. Take care.
No problem. Have a good day. Thank you.
Goodbye. Oh, man. Well, I tell you, talking to him off air, woo, This is really bad. Meanwhile, the neocons like Michael Shermer, the Skeptics magazine, their God is going, oh, we need to rescind our 9/11 truth. It's been proven Al-Qaeda exists. Of course there are Muslim extremists all over the place, but Al-Qaeda is a CIA computer program name from 1979. Zbigniew Brzezinski's written 2 books bragging about how he founded it. That's the reality. And no, this only proves we're right again. They got some guy they arrest with a bomb after the plane. The FBI's there trying to impeach his testimony. You got other witnesses from the same aircraft reporting that there's a guy filming the whole time. First reported by News Radio 620 WTJM. He sat up and videotaped the entire thing very calmly, said Patricia. We do know that the FBI is looking for him intensely. Yeah, right. Her daughter said ahead of them was a man who videotaped the entire flight, including the attempted detonation. Right as they're hyping wanting to go into Sudan. Right as they're hyping wanting to go into Yemen. Right as the news, both BBC and the New York Times, reported the day before this happened that the new war was Yemen. Give me a close shot on this. Yemen, new frontier in U.S. war on terror, December 24th. That's BBC. Here's New York Times, December 24th. Hundreds of these articles in the last 2 weeks before this. Battle against Al-Qaeda stepped up in Yemen. Thousands of U.S. Special Forces there. Full-scale deal going on. Now, again, the FBI, you know what? I'm not going to say anything that Haskell told me that was off air. Only 2 things he asked me not to talk about, and I'm not going to talk about those things he told me, but I'm not going to say anything else he told me. Just going to shut up till he's back on the show. That's the torture of this job, though, man. I mean, you get a high-level person over the Department of Cemeteries in New York State. That's a big department in any state. And they give you secret documents about how the government's getting ready for a mass flu die-off. And I get this 3 months before they start the flu hype. And I just say, I don't know if this is really going to happen, but the feds are telling the Bureau of Prisons in New York that there's going to be a massive flu in 2009, 2010. It's going to kill millions. Get ready for millions dead in New York. Then I get an emergency manager from Indiana, bordering a Chicago county, saying the same thing. And I've got to have one of the biggest eyewitnesses out there load all this info on me, and I can't tell you about it. Now I've got an instant headache, just instant headache here. I'm literally doing hundreds of investigations at once. I'm not complaining. And then I got to watch sniveling establishment people like this Michael Shermer, 9/11 truthers foiled by 1225 attack. We're foiled. Some simplistic thing about because Al-Qaeda is releasing on Israeli fake intel sites responsibility. And Intel Center, run by the CIA, publicly puts out fake videos with their logo in the same layer as the grandson of the former head of the ADL, Adam Gadon. I mean, Israeli agents are the head of Al-Qaeda on TV. I mean, how? But the public doesn't know that. They can verify that in 5 minutes. They don't want to know the truth. That is certain pockets of the population. Oh, look, somebody on a message board calling themselves Al-Qaeda took credit for this. And I'm sure the FBI will find some idiots who will carry out terror attacks. Should we give up all our rights, all our liberties? I mean, have you read the Homeland Security documents? Have you read the MIAC documents? The whole Homeland Security system is for Americans, conservatives, libertarians, returning veterans, gun owners, and true anti-war liberals, i.e. any independent American. The whole system's for you. It surveils you. It has nothing to do with little brown people. You got that? The New World Order is worried about the last country they haven't disarmed, that they haven't fully bankrupted and run yet. They've taken over everywhere else. They want the U.S., the big fat engine of tyranny, under full control.